Hello everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a weighted lunge challenge for you. We're going to be doing 7 exercises, 10 repetitions each. We'll go through it one time, take a little break, and then do it another time. You will need some sort of weights, hopefully some handheld dumbbells. Other than that, you won't need any equipment. I have included your warm-up and your cool-down, so let's go ahead and get started. We have a very quick warm-up here. We're just going to go through 6 exercises, 30 seconds each. We're going to start off with a high knee march. Okay, so pulling your arms up and crunching down. That will help get the abdominals a little bit warmed up as well. And again, we're doing each of these exercises for 30 seconds each. There's no break. We'll just go right into the next one. Okay, about 5 seconds left here, and then we're going to move into a boxer shuffle. So go ahead and switch off into a boxer shuffle. So you're just sort of shuffling your weight side to side. Get our heart rate up a little bit. We're going to be working our quads and our hamstrings a lot today. So skipping a warm-up is not a good idea. Even though sometimes we feel really pressed for time and we don't want to do it. Okay, our next move is a side lunge, so feet about double shoulder width, and then just leaning off to each side. And it's a lunge challenge, so we're mimicking what we're about to do with weights in our workout. Right now we're just warming up all those muscles. Our next is a forward lunge, and we're going to reach at the same time as we lunge forward. And when we pull our arms back, really pull them back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Our arms won't be doing a lot of work. They'll be holding the weights. Of course, there's some work, but it's not an upper body workout, though it's still a good idea to have warm muscles. Okay, next up is a torso twist, and every third time we lift our knee. So 1, 2, 3 with the knee. After this, we just have one more warm-up exercise. Next up, we're going to be doing jumping jacks. So just regular jumping jack. As we go through the 30 seconds, you can try to go a little bit faster. Try to keep your muscles strong and tight, no noodly arms and legs. Just 10 seconds left. That's it for our workout, for our warm-up. Let's get ready for our workout. Okay, so as I said before, for our lunge workout, we're going to be going through 7 exercises, 10 times per leg, sometimes alternating. And when we've gone through all 7, I'll give you a quick water break, and then we'll do it one more time through. So we're going to be starting first with a forward lunge. So go ahead, and if you have some weights, that's great. If you don't, go ahead and do it without weights. I'm going to start with 15 pounds for hand. I don't think I'll be able to get through the whole workout with this weight, but that's what I'm going to start with. So forward lunge, I'm going to start on my left leg. I'm just going to do one leg at a time. So I'm going to lunge down and then back. I am going to try not to touch my toe down in between, but if you need to, absolutely, that leg is still there. Okay, it's just harder for your core. That's 5. So it gives a little more of a full body involvement. It's also a good balance challenge. We have 2 more on this leg. And last one. Good, so now we have to go ahead and do that on the right leg. So I'll turn around. And again, I'm going to try not to put my toe down. But of course, if you need to, there's nothing wrong with that. That's 7. And last one. Excellent. So now we're going to go on to our next exercise, which is a rear lunge. I'm going to stick with my 15 pounds here. I'm still doing okay. If you need to drop, that's totally fine. So for rear lunge, I'm going to start moving my left leg back and then come back forward. Again, I'm trying not to put my toe down when I come up, but you totally can do that. That's fine. To take that little rest in between if you need to, or maybe it's for balance. And then you can work up to trying not to let your toe touch. I think that's 6. Two more. Okay, and now I'm going to switch to the right side. So again, abs are tight, bum is squeezed tight, and lunge back and bring it forward. For me, one of my greatest challenges with doing any type of exercise is remembering to have good posture and not slouching forward. That's 5. So chest up. Lungs are open, remember to breathe. I think that's 8. Okay, 10. Good job. Now we're going to do something called a pulsing lunge. So I'm going to start left leg forward. You get sort of in your lunge position. Again, weights are just at your side. I don't know about you, but my fingers are starting to get sore just holding. And then we're just going to go down to where it sort of hurts the most and pulse. So 1, 5, 9, and 10. The good news is, even though you're in that sort of the worst position of the lunge, the hardest spot, it doesn't last long. So again, drop down to your lunge position, chest is up, shoulders back. 1, 7, 9, and 10. That's great, good. Now we're moving on to an alternating side lunge. So move your legs about double shoulder width apart, and I put my, you can keep your weights down low. Some people like them here. I find that really hard. I tend to lean forward too much. So I put them up over my shoulders, and you just lean off to one side. So that's 1. So okay, now we have to either do 20 or 10 per side, however you want to call it. 2, 3, 5, 8, and 10, 10. Perfect. Our next exercise is a curtsy lunge, and it's another alternating exercise. So it's just like you were going to go and curtsy in front of the queen. Cross one leg behind and lunge down. And again, trying to have that good posture. Those shoulders rolled back. Abs are tight. Bum is tight. And because it's alternating, we have to count a rep on each leg as 1. So that's halfway. We've done 5 per leg. That's 8 per leg. So So 2 more on each leg. And last one. Okay, our last weighted exercise is just opposite of what we did. We're going to do a forward crossover lunge, alternating again. So that's 1. Remember to breathe. It's really hard to remember to breathe with weighted exercises. We tend to hold our breath and try and like grit our way through it. It doesn't actually help your body. Makes it a lot harder if you don't have any oxygen. There's halfway. Two more on each leg. Last one each leg. Great, so we have one more exercise and you don't need weights for this last one. So that's really positive. Give those fingers a little rest. Our last one is a jumping lunge, alternating. So you start down in that lunge position and then you're going to jump your legs forward. So 1, that's halfway. 20. So now's the time when you get a quick water break. Take a deep breath, let yourself relax, and prepare for our last time through. Hopefully you had a chance to get a drink of water and lower your heart rate a little bit. We're going to go through these 7 exercises one more time, and then we'll get our cool down. I'm going to drop my weight a little bit. I was using 15 pounds per hand. I'm going to drop down to 10 pounds per hand. You do whatever works for you. If you can still go with a higher weight, great. If you need to lower, that's fine. If you need to use no weights at all, that's fine too. So I've got my 10 pounds here, and I'm starting with my forward lunge. So remember, shoulders back, abs tight, bum tight. Now your legs will be a lot more tired this time through, so you're going to have to pay more attention to that balance. You might need to put that toe down in between a bit more. That's okay. That's 7. And 1 more. Good. We're going to switch sides, right side. All the same rules we've been following. Shoulders back, abs tight, bum tight. There's halfway. Two more. There, we finished with the forward lunges. Now we need to do the rear lunges. So 10 more, left leg back. Remember, abs are tight, bum is tight, shoulders back. I think we have 2 more, I'm not sure. That's 10, I think. And we'll switch over to right leg back. Take a deep breath, and let's go. Remember to keep breathing through these exercises. One more. Okay, forward and rear lunge is done. That means that we were onto our pulsing lunge. So left leg forward, drop down into the lunge position and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10. And switch sides. Like I said, these ones are painful, but they're fast. Shoulders back, thumb tight, drop down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. My legs are really starting to shake. Now we have the alternating side lunge. So I put my weights up, feet wider than shoulder by about 2 times, like 2 times wider, and lean off to each side. So that's 1, 2, 3, and even here, trying to keep your back flat, no rounding. I think that's 6 each side. That's 10 each side. Legs in, curtsy lunge. Again, shoulders back. Take a deep breath, blow your hair out of your eyes, and behind. 1 and 1. That's halfway. Two more each side. Last one each side. Okay, one more with weights, and that's the forward crossover lunge. So again, like I've been saying all along, shoulders back, chest out, abs tight, bum tight, and crossover. It's alternating again, so we have to do 10 on each leg. That's 2 each leg. That's halfway. Might not be able to walk up the stairs tomorrow. It's a good thing we're doing a cool down. 2 more each leg. And 1 more each leg. Whew. Good, now let's drop our weights for the last one. Okay, I'm huffing and puffing already. When you do weights back to back, it's kind of cardio-like. Now we have our jumping lunges, which is cardio. So down in that lunge position and alternate. Ready? 1, 10. 20. Great job. We're done with the hard stuff. Get ready for your cool down. Okay, we're done with all the hard stuff. We're into our cool down now. We're going to do each of these exercises or stretches for 30 seconds, starting with a boxer shuffle. Our heart rate is up a little bit from those jumping lunges, and because we did all our weights back to back to back without really much break in between, it gets the heart rate up. It acts as sort of a cardio workout for the heart that way. So we're just letting it come down. This is not a time to give it your all. This is just sort of letting those muscles, giving them a thank you. Okay, we're going to move to a quad stretch on the left side. Okay, so pulling your knee in. There's lots of, if you need a chair to hold on to, that's fine. I know some people put their hand sort of on their belly button, and that helps to keep their balance. Or you can find a spot on the floor to stare at. I know that helps a lot of people as well. Whatever works for you. If you need to use a chair, that's totally fine. So in just a second here, we're going to switch and we're going to do the right side. All right, so switching off to the right. My balance is a bit sketchy right now. My legs are definitely a bit wobbly, which is a good thing. That means I've worked them hard. And that's what we want to do. You just give it your all when you're working out. So next up we're going to do a hip flexor stretch on the left side and the right side, starting with the left. So to stretch my left, I put my right foot forward, and then I'm going to sort of roll that tailbone under and try and make this part as flat as possible. And the more I push it, the more I will feel that stretch in the hip flexor on the front, on the left side. And then we'll switch to the right. So the right leg is back. Roll that tailbone under and try and make this as flat as possible. Push it until you feel a nice stretch in here. It shouldn't hurt, but you should definitely feel a stretch. Okay, stretching should never hurt. It can feel slightly uncomfortable because we are lengthening those muscles, and if we're not very flexible, we'll feel it more, but it should never hurt. If you're hurting, you need to ease off it a bit. Next, we're going to do a seated toe touch. So you're just down on the ground, arms up and leaning over as far as you can. Maybe you can grab your toes, that's great. If you can only get to your shins, that's fine too. The more you do it, the farther you'll be able to go. It's something that takes time. I've been working very hard at my flexibility for a couple of years now. It amazed me that my children can put their knees to their nose, and I can't. So next up is a butterfly stretch, but I keep working at it. They're sort of motivating for me to see what their bodies can do. And as I get older and older, we have to work at it to hold on to that. So butterfly stretch, we've just got the soles of our feet together. I'm holding onto my toes and sort of pulling down. It's a great inside thigh stretch. Feels really quite lovely, actually. Then we're going to do a seated deep glute. So knees up, hands behind, take your left leg, bend it across the right, and then you go where you can feel the stretch. So you might be fine here, you might push up a bit, okay, whatever works for you. The more in you push, the deeper you will feel the stretch. But of course you have to work with whatever flexibility you have, and know that the more you do it, the easier it will get. I promise you, if you keep doing it, it will get easier. And then we just switch it to the right side. This is our last stretch. So again, we've put the right leg up and across on the left knee, kind of pulling your toes back towards your knee, and get that extra stretch in the glute there in the back of your leg. So that's it. You've just completed the weighted lunge challenge. This is a very challenging workout. Congratulations. I hope to see you again soon.